Unfortunately, this man is back in our lives yet again, but this time he's not hating on Deion Sanders. Now, for whatever inexplicable reason, this man went to a Turning Point event out in Phoenix, Arizona. Turning Point USA is headed by conservative, racist Charlie Kirk. Okay, that's who be running Turning Point USA. In that, they brought on the modern day sellout of our generation and Jason Whitlock. And this is what he had to say when it comes to women not voting. The controversial columnist told the crowd in Arizona that he would defend life before women's suffrage when a household only needed one vote because America appreciated the natural order that says man serves God and woman follows man. Whitlock claimed earlier this year he had never voted in his life, but that the indictment of former President Donald Trump made him a hardcore MAGA. They have recreated this story that says, oh God, it was all just sexism and we didn't have the right to vote until Susan B. Anthony and the women's suffrage movement. Whitlock told the crowd in a clip that appeared online, and I will defend life before suffrage because a vote used to represent the family. When we were a culture that really, really valued family and really understood the natural order that God intended, man serving God, woman following man, who serves God, man and woman developing and nurturing children. But Jason, you don't got a family. You don't got no wife. You don't got no kids. And I'm pretty sure I have no good faith that no woman will touch your ass if their life depended on it. What's up, Ted? So what you know about having a family and stuff like that? You don't have no family. All you do is hate on Deion Sanders, the head coach for the Colorado Buffaloes. And then when you get off and talk about how women don't deserve a vote, considering that we have women that's in positions of power right now. However you feel about Kamala Harris, and I cannot stand that woman. I hate that freaking woman. But she's in a position of power right now. But women don't deserve a right to vote. Women don't deserve the same equal rights that's in this country. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? See, this is the danger of propping up a dude like Jason Whitlock. This dude just goes on and just says anything. I don't know if the grease from a hamburger clouds his thought process. I don't know if the severe gluttony that he engages in every day um, clouds his judgment as well. I don't know. All I know is this dude goes on the platform and he just says some of the most diabolical, nonsensical bullshit out here in today's society. Mm-mm-mm. Jason Whitlock is an unrepentant, uncompromising, shameless bootleg. He is. Now, a dead clock was right one time out of the day when he came out and defended Kyrie Irving. I couldn't believe it. When Kyrie Irving was getting publicly excoriated off of committing the audacious crime of posting a link to Hebrews the Negroes Wake Up Black America, which was written by a black man that Amazon made money hand over fist, Jason Whitlock was actually on the right side of history. But we also have to note that with time comes the law of regression. And regression kick in really hard. Now, going off of Fatlock's history, right? Going off the history of this one gelatinous gargantuan giant, this three-chin, bait-titty, no-neck having ass motherfucker, right? With a chia pet on top of his head. Chia. Anyway, going off this man's past behavior, we can predict future behavior, right? Now, he has notoriously crapped on black women. Jason Whitlock has. And look no further than the stuff he said about Serena Williams. Now, Serena Williams, you know, do all her accolades in tennis, this woman that had multiple children and stuff like that, was still able to get back in shape to play the game that she's been playing ever since she was like 18 years old with her sister Venus. And they won all kinds of Grand Slams, all that stuff. Jason Whitlock had the audacity. Now, this fat, out of shape motherfucker had the nerve to run his mouth about Serena Williams about how she's fat and that she's out of shape. But yet, when you've had instances where white women, like Christine Leahy, when she tried to insert herself into a conversation that had nothing to do with her, and LeVar Ball told her to stay in her lane, who was the one that put on his black man cape to save her? You guessed it, this guy right here, Jason Whitlock. So yeah, he did that. Yeah, he did disrespect. But he did disrespect the Rutgers women's team, right? When Don Imus was running around here calling them nappy headed hoes, and Jason Whitlock went and defended that. Yeah, because when it comes to anybody white, oh yeah, he'll defend that all day. But if it's anybody black, then it's his job to hold people accountable within the community. Because we shouldn't be subjected to this victimhood mentality that's going on out here. He's an idiot, and he has fallen into this thing to where I'm just going to say anything dumb to get people talking. Well, congratulations, Jason Whitlock, because you got me talking. So I need to understand, how does a woman who lives here in the United States, who pays her taxes, who works, and she provides for her family on a daily basis, but she don't have the right to vote? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? You a clown. You're a whole ass clown. You're a whole ass clown. I mean, are you that desperate for white acceptance? Huh? You have to be. Because you wouldn't sit up but no white woman about no white woman going out there and not having voting access and all that. And then when you factor in people like Clarence Thomas, who wants to vote in the Shelby v. Holder case, which basically was the key component in gutting voting rights, then we know the undertones that Jason Whitlock is spouting out here. That's not towards white women, because he'll defend white women all day. He'll defend white men too, but he'll make them biscuits extra buttery for a white woman. So you gotta understand, when Jason Whitlock's out here spitting his little verbal diarrhea of the mouth, it's normally towards his own people. You know why? Because he is an unrepentant, unrelenting, uncompromising, shameless bootlick. You only needed one vote per household because that vote was about the entire family. The columnist, who is not married, claimed on Monday that traditional family structures have been eroded despite all the risks and sacrifices men made for the benefit of all. Well, what sacrifices have you made in your diet the way you lost weight, Jason Whitlock? You talk about making sacrifices. How about you put down the fried chicken and pick up a carrot? You talk about people making sacrifices. What do you sacrifice? No, Corey George, this Bama is not married. He's not. And I don't even think he can pay a porn star to fuck him. So Jason Whitlock, you sit your behind down somewhere. Because this is what you're good at. This is what you're good at. Yeah, I thank God too. Because if Jason Whitlock had an offspring, oh my goodness. I can only imagine. You know what? I can't. I don't even want to imagine that. I don't want to imagine Jason Whitlock getting bucket naked with somebody and they create an offspring. I can't do it. I can't do it. I won't do it. And we're gonna move on from that. See, this is what Jason Whitlock does when he indulges in a whole 8 piece with biscuits and dirty rice at Bojangles. That State Street nigga I just kick in the Jason. What in the hell possessed you to go to a Turning Point event with a whole bunch of white conservatives and talk about and talk about well, only the man of the house should vote. You should only have um, there should only be one vote in the house. Well, considering that you're the only one in your house, it's easy for you to say. He continued, as they destroyed our family structure. Who is they? Who is they that destroyed the family structure? You can't just project that on the Democrats. Republicans have play a part in that too. The fuck? Anyway, as they have destroyed our family structure and made this an all individual pursuit, not everyone has to have a vote. And everybody has an agenda that a lot of times has nothing to do with family. The risks and sacrifices men made for the advancement of this country and for the benefit of all of us. Whitlock was speaking at a Turning Point annual event, America Fest, which claims to be a one of a kind for the event, featuring dozens of the nation's top leaders and thousands of like minded attendees, all while celebrating the greatest country in the world. Other speakers at this event included Tucker the Sucker Carlson and Senator Edward Raphael Cruz. Actually, it's Raphael Edward Cruz, also known as Ted Cruz, out of Texas. Now, Ted Cruz, right, that jackass, you know, this was the same guy who was caught trying to flee the state of Texas when Texas was going through its frozen cycle, right? Remember last year, last year, a couple years ago, when the whole state was pretty much um, bombarded by frozen temperatures. And with that, Ted Cruz decided that, you know what? I'm going to fly out of Houston and I'm going to spend 3 or 4 days fun in the sun, feet in the sand, sipping on Coronas, holding hands with my wife out in Mexico. And it was only when he got busted on the airplane and him going viral over social media because he decided to take his ass to Texas with his family while people in Texas were literally freezing to death in their cars, then this I've seen the light and I got this epiphany that I need to do right by my citizens that elected me in the office. Yeah, that Ted Cruz. Piece of trash. But somehow he keeps getting elected. I don't understand that, but whatever. Beto O'Rourke, I'm looking at you. But Jason Whitlock, you are a buffoon. You a buffoon in the highest order. You're a buffoon in the highest order. I guess since Colorado ain't playing in the national championship game, you felt like you done your job, so you're going to go back to doing stuff like this, right? You're going to go back to doing stuff like, what the hell is that? That's pizza and pesto on top of that, huh? Is that pesto on top of that pizza or some shit? I don't know what the fuck that is you eating right now. That goddamn slop on your plate. But I'm not surprised by the stuff you say. At this point, it is what it is. I'm going. You have to go viral for saying dumb stuff. I gotta come behind the rear and check you on this vile, disgusting um disinformation you're literally putting out here in the atmosphere. You said so. If there were a food eating contest, would he allow or appreciate a woman being on the judging committee? Probably not. Probably not going off his value. But then again, if it's a white woman and she smells like bacon grease, then yeah, he probably might let her on there. Because see, you got to understand, Mike Lewis, and you probably already do know this, right? I'm going to repeat this again. What he's saying is projected towards black folks, okay? Because if it was a white woman, and we've seen the pattern of his behavior when it comes to white folks and how he defends them. Because if it was anybody black, he would go to the ends of the earth and run his mouth all recklessly about that black woman, whether it be about Serena Williams or whoever. Because that's what he does. Christmas is around the corner. He needs to find a brisket or a turkey or some ham or maybe one of them fruit cakes to put in his pantry. Christmas is around the corner. He needs to play the role of Santa Claus. That's why he's at a Turning Point event talking shit. And then what is Turning Point anyway? Because if you ask me, those Turning Point events ain't nothing but a bunch of grifting con artists that sit on there and talk about sit up here and talk all this stupid bullshit about how they're coming to do this and how they're coming to do that, how the Democrats do. Say what you want about the Democrats. I got my issues with them. Don't worry, Jasmine Crockett, your ass in my crosshairs. You too, that mayor out of Chicago, Ben Johnson, your ass in my crosshairs too. Right? All the Sheila Jackson Lees and the Bulig, Bowling Ball Martin. Yeah, because I would never take my foot at your ass rolling. But anyway, back to this. That's all that Turning Point event is. They had one out here in Maryland at the MGM Grand last year or earlier this year. They had a Turning Point event out there. And, you know, it's just the same usual suspects of suck puppets, sellouts, simps, scallywags, skeezers, scammers, and schemers. And Jason Whitlock is right there, knee deep. Matter of fact, he ain't even knee deep. He is fist deep in that cesspool of suckers, schemers, scammers, sellouts, and simps. He's knee deep in that shit. I mean, fist deep in that shit. This man is so far gone, I don't even think he like his skin color. I'm pretty sure he's experimenting right now how to make himself white. This chicken grease drinking motherfucker you see on your screen right now. Anyway, yeah, they would give Whitlock that. So you notice Whitlock is very careful about the stuff he says. He's very careful about the stuff he said. Oh, I gotta add one element to this, right? Because if it ain't black, because it has to be black women that agrees with his ideology, right? So when he's bringing on the Candace Owenses and the Sage Steels, where Sage Steel's an unrepentant bootleg. Candace Owens, unrepentant bootleg, and what they got in common? Those two hoes were chasing interracial sexual access, and they made children with those racists or whatever like that, or suspected white supremacists. Because let them tell it, they're quote unquote free thinkers. So as long as the black woman aligns with his ideology, with his thought process, with his views, then they are right. But if they don't align with his ideology, because they sure as hell don't align with his meal plan, then all of a sudden now he got smoke for him. What's up, Alex? So I want to know, Jason Whitlock, why do you think a woman should not be allowed to vote? So they can go to work, they can, buy this, that, and the third, they pay taxes, they do all this other stuff a man does in the United States, but a woman's not allowed to vote. If you don't sit your fat ass down somewhere, bro. And what if she don't got a man? What if she's in a single household? Huh? See, that right there alone turns everything you say on its face. What if you have a woman that's in a single household right now, and there's no man in the house? She's the only one in the house. Then what? Could she be allowed to vote then? See, I don't think you think a lot of these things through, Jason. I just think that, hey, I'm going to say something dumb and it's going to go viral and people's going to talk about me because the people above you ain't talking about you. As much as I hate Stephen A. Smith ain't worried about you because Stephen A. Smith know he's the man of it. You is the dark match. If I go to if Stephen A. Smith was WWE, right? Jason Whitlock is TNA. I'm not paying money to go see TNA, even though a whole bunch of WWE rejects are in TNA right now. I want to go see WWE. No, Ted. No, no, no. He is not the Brooklyn Brawler. He's Bastion Booger. Get it right. He's not no damn Brooklyn Brawler. He's Bastion Booger. Get it right. Of course, Stephen A. ain't gonna say nothing that crazy. Because for one, he works for ESPN. If he come out there and say something that crazy, you got Kimberly Martin and fucking Molly Cabinet, they would eat his ass alive. Stephen A. Smith know not to tread in them waters concerning what happened to him back in 2015 or something like 2015, 2016, when he ran his mouth about the Ray Rice situation and Michelle Beadle violated company policy and excoriated Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith came right back with lipstick, skirt, and some pumps and gave that apology, and he still got suspended. So no, Stephen A. Smith ain't gonna go on no goddamn turning point event talking crazy about women not don't deserve to vote. He's not saying no shit like that because those women that's on ESPN would eat his ass alive. So no, you're not gonna find Stephen A. Smith saying no shit like that. Only Jason Whitlock, because Jason Whitlock can't get no pussy. If he dangled $100 bill in front of a hooker right now, he still couldn't get her ass. But anyway, You guys let me know what y'all think about this. I mean, this guy right here, man. I mean, it is just one thing after another, after another, after another with this dude. Because see, he can't hit on Deion Sanders now because his Colorado Buffaloes is not at a bowl game. So as far as he's concerned, he's done with Deion Sanders until college football season run back around again, and then he'll go back on his ever loving jihad against Deion Sanders. If you're not subscribing to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platform. Shouts out to the Mighty Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Hey!